All right, guys, well, the condo crisis continues here throughout the state of Florida, and if the numbers that I just got from the Florida Association of Realtors are any indication, 2025 is not going to be much better. It's certainly going to start off very, very rough. You guys know why we have these challenges. There have been massive HOA increases on most of these units statewide. It's not just stuff by the water, guys, though. It's obviously worse by the water because the insurance has gone through the roof. It's not unheard of to see associations that paid 30, 40 grand in insurance premiums now well over six figures. So that money's got to come from somewhere. Your HOA fees are going up or you're getting assessments. Either way, tough on sales price when you have these things looming over your units. And a lot of people are basically deciding they're done with that. You know, this used to be low cost, low maintenance living. Now it's high cost, high maintenance living, especially if you're in a hurricane prone area that's getting beamed with storms 2 times a year, and you just got out of Hurricane Ian 2 years ago. So we know why the crisis is occurring. We know why the people are selling. I have kind of gone on and talked about how most investors generally didn't look towards condos and townhomes as investments, but that changed a lot during the pandemic. A lot of investors got priced out of buying single family homes, so they moved to townhomes such as this, condos, and it didn't work out for them, especially after these fee increases and we have rental declines. And anecdotally, I just got a comment from someone on the channel that sort of supports what I've been saying and what I've been seeing in the rental market here, specifically the seasonal rental market here that has been very, very weak for condos and townhomes, which is traditionally what people want seasonally. It's, the commenter was basically saying that they were, from Canada. They vacation in Florida every year. They have a lot of friends that come down here and do the 1 or 2, 3 month seasonal thing, and then they go back up north. And this year, the increases to the rents were so drastic that they decided they're looking elsewhere. And that is exactly what I'm seeing in my market and surrounding markets, is seasonal demand is very, very low. People do not want to pay the asking prices on these units. And on the landlord's end of it, the cost has gone up so much, they really don't have any choice but to ask these kind of numbers or take a loss, operate at a loss and get negative cash flow, which nobody wants to do. So a lot of them have made the decision to sell, spiking our inventory. Now, some of these numbers that I got here, it's gonna be a lot of data here today, guys, are absolutely astonishing to me. Some don't even shock me anymore, but some are really strange. Like Sarasota County, for instance, seeing a 31% decline in their median sales price for condos and townhomes year over year. I have not seen that there before. That's generally something, unfortunately, you'll see in Charlotte, or really even Lee County gets it worse, and they're getting it pretty bad too here. Lee County sales are down. Well, you'll see, it's rough. And even areas like Naples, like according to the Florida Association of Realtors, their inventory is up over 100% for that region. Now, the long and short of it is statewide, which we'll go over, things are declining. Inventory's ballooning, things are declining. Not to the extent in some areas of Southwest Florida, but it's starting to be measurable statewide. It's gonna change every area you're in, guys. For my Southwest Florida region, Tampa, Naples seem to be doing okay for the time being. Everything in between just getting absolutely brutalized. I think, again, that's going to continue probably through most of 2025. And I don't know, if we get more condo inventory on here, like some places, guys, have over 10 months of inventory. That's crazy. And it's no coincidence I'm walking by these multi-story condos down here in Punta Gorda, which, as you'll see, is one of the areas getting hit the hardest. This price adjustments on some of these have been mind-blowing over the past year and a half, as their HOA fees have almost doubled. I mean, to live in here, I think it's about $750, $800 a month, and you're not by the water. I mean, you're by canals, but you're not by the intercoastal, you're not by the harbor. You're just in a high-risk flood zone. And the way I say it is, when you buy in some of these areas, you get all the risk of flooding and none of the benefit of living on the water, which is unfortunate. But even things like this, you guys know maintenance for these elevators can be very costly. The structural review studies, the milestone studies that are getting done that are requiring repairs on buildings such as this, that is still going on, it's still a big asterisk on, like, hey, what does everything look like for the next several years? And I can tell you, and you guys probably know, it doesn't look like anything's going down cost-wise, that's for sure. And you guys know this isn't just a Florida issue right now. HOAs, condos, really all over the country, anyone with an insurance policy, to be honest, is dealing with some of these challenges, but the hurdles seem to be so much higher here. I mean, it's not uncommon even in Colorado to hear this kind of stuff happening. You know, they have different risks like wildfires. It's just something that everyone's dealing with, and pricing here in areas of Southwest Florida seem to be adjusting accordingly, not so quickly in other areas, and statewide seems to be heading in that direction as well. But I do appreciate hearing what you guys are seeing in your areas of the country, like the comment that the gentleman left about the Canada situation. It's very, very interesting, helps me understand what's going on. Love to hear more from you guys. So with all that being said, guys, let's jump into some numbers here. Florida state as a whole saw the sales of condos and townhomes drop 15% year over year this year. That's a pretty large drop. The median sales price fell 5.8%. The average sales price fell 6.7%. So we've got closed sales statewide down. We've got prices declining, and we've got listings up 46%. Guys, big jump. It's a 64,000 units on the market in the state of Florida. Now, before anyone jumps the gun, in 2008, February 2008, we had 143,000 listings for condos and townhomes on the market in the state of Florida. So we're only at 64,000 right now. It is a large jump, but it is not in, you know, that great financial crisis territory where some of our single family homes are, if you guys saw my last video. I have to, you know, just put that out there. We're not at those levels. We are at about 2012 levels of condo and townhome listings though. And even with that, there's a bit of an asterisk. It's elevated, but our population's different, our demand's different. There's so many different factors that still will put our months of supply at 8.2 months for the state. Strictly a buyer's market for condos and townhomes, looking at a statewide bird's eye view. Now, as you'll see, as we jump down into Tampa, very region specific, because that's not the case in Tampa. And it's going to depend on how many listings are there. But since I told you that Sarasota saw a drastic median sales price decline, let's jump to them first. Sarasota sales down 19% year over year. Again, we had a hurricane in there, doesn't surprise me. These are November 24 stats, most recent. But the median sales price fell a whopping 31.8%. I haven't even seen that in Charlotte or Lee County. And we're gonna get to them too, because they're getting beat up pretty bad. They're generally the poster childs for this in the Southwest Florida region. But Sarasota County, 31% drop in the median sales price. 14% drop in the average sales price is huge. And that's really doesn't count Northport in there because there's not a lot of condos in Northport or townhomes. A very, very small market for that there. So it's Sarasota County on the whole. I was shocked to see that. They hit their peak pricing for condos and townhomes. Their highest median sales price they got was $468,000 in December of 2023, surprisingly. Generally not a very strong month for sales, but December of 2023, they peaked at $468,000. Currently, their median sales price is $373,000. As far as listings go, kind of a modest increase, only up 18% year over year, which again, 20% jump is kind of high, but when you see some of the other numbers and the other things we've seen, it's not as drastic. But their listings are up substantially. They have a month supply of 6.3, which would classify them as a balanced market. Heading just south of Charlotte County, where I am, I usually see some of the bigger numbers here. Not too bad this month. The sales only declined 11% year over year, but as you guys know, Charlotte County has seen one of the largest price declines for condos and townhomes, as well as single family homes across the entire, it may be across the entire country if I'm being completely honest with you. So their median sales price on these units was down 10% again, and it's down month after month after month after month, pretty much for the entire 2024 season so far. The average sales price is down only 3%, but listings are up 40% from a year ago, putting us at 10 months of supply of inventory, according to the Florida Realtors, which means on the MLS, it is much higher than that. So I just told you that 6 months supply is a balanced market. We're at 10. We are so far in buyer's market territory. It's unbelievable. It's crazy. And the peak price here in Charlotte County, we obtained that in June of 2023. It was $338,000. $200,000. That's what townhomes and condos were going for. We are now sitting at $250,000. So big price decline there. And with 10 months of inventory, I expect that trend to continue. So let's compare these numbers to the Tampa MSA just north of us. And again, guys, this is the entire MSA. So you're looking at the Clearwater, St. Pete, Tampa area, all combined. They are holding strong still up there with an increase in sales of 4.5%, even with the hurricane. Their median sales price is up 1.4%, and their average sales price is flat, hasn't moved. But they just set their all-time high for the median sales price of condos and townhomes last month. So Tampa's still on fire. Still a seller's market in Tampa. Their listings are up 64% year over year, which is massive. But the month supply is only 4.0 months, guys. So the demand is still too strong there, even with huge listing increases, to really see meaningful or any price declines. They're still hitting all-time highs in the Tampa region. Now, again, like I said, it's a broad area. They're only getting 95% of asking price, which is interesting to me as well, because prices are still going up, but they're not getting full price offers, according to the Florida Association. So I think Tampa's gonna continue to stay strong for the rest of 2025, and we'll see mid-year where it's at. But even on their single-family housing, guys, it's super, super tight up there, and demand is still strong. Very different from what's going on down here. Very similar situation in the Naples, Marco Island, Immokalee area. Though their sales fell 10%, basically Collier County, though their sales fell 10% in Collier County year over year, the median sales price was still up 1%. The average sales price was down 4%. But again, I don't put too much stock in the average. They had a massive listing increase, if these numbers are to be believed, of 102% year over year for condos and townhomes. That's crazy. You know, we saw 64 a few minutes ago, which was high, but here we are at 102. That puts their month supply of inventory at 7.1 months. So that area should be a buyer's market. However, they are also still hitting all-time high after all-time high for their median sales price. They most recently peaked for condos and townhomes in August of 2024, set a new record. It's since declined a little bit, but it's not below the previous year's numbers. So it's a little odd to see that much inventory on the market, that much of a listing increase, and still basically see very strong price increases. But we saw this in the Miami-Dade County when we looked last month, and it's just it's a different buyer, it's a different price point. So, you know, it's not as, I guess some people just don't care. Even if I think the condo and townhome market in Miami-Dade County was up to 10 months and they were still seeing price increases last month. I'll have to take a look at it this month, and you know, it's just like, whatever, it is what it is. So, we got a new build going on over there. That is literally brand new. Down this street every day, haven't seen it. I'll pull it up, see what they're asking for that. If it's even on the MLS or Zillow. And that's another thing we've been talking about, guys, is shadow inventory. A lot of the single family stuff doesn't necessarily hit the market. So we have elevated listings, but there's supposedly a lot more out there. I don't know. I can only go on the numbers that I'm given. So let's head to Lee County now. Lee County taking a beating again. Condos and townhomes sales down 41% year over year. There's no, I don't have any emotions left for these numbers, guys. After months and months of seeing this, it's just like, oh, 41%, I'm dead inside about it. I used to be like, oh my God, this is insane. Now I'm like, oh yeah, that sounds about right. That's normal. 41%, like I'm getting numb to these massive drops. That's a huge drop in sales for Lee County. Again, that's your Fort Myers, Cape Coral area. 41% sales drop is killer. Their median sales price is down 16%. Their average sales price is down 22% year over year, while their listings are up 46%. So Lee County probably taking the worst beating here from a condo and townhome standpoint. Their month supply is 10.5 months. So that's only really rivaled by Charlotte County here at 10 months. And yeah, so coming into 2025, the condo market here in Southwest Florida still has a ton of challenges ahead of it. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me today. Just a quick one here. If you like this video, give me a like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.